Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing tonight? This is the Remnant One, and I just want to welcome everybody tonight to my new volume, volume 2 of my recovery series. And tonight's topic is going to be entitled mental recovery, and I can relate to that as a post-traumatic stress disorder veteran myself. Now, I just like to say during these COVID effects and as things are opening up, I hope everybody's doing well, doing safe, okay, staying healthy and obeying your local laws and so forth. So, looking at today's stats as of 23 May 2020, okay, that the U.S. has 1.66 million cases with about 97,000 deaths, and worldwide it's about 5.29 million people, okay, in this bottom right-hand corner here. Now, the numbers were fizzing out probably up until recently, when now we're in our second phase of openings, and that's probably not only here in Nevada, but in different parts of the United States and the world as well, and in which the cases are slightly rising, okay? And some of this stuff is, I guess it's no business, okay? These activities are not really necessary. For instance, these social distancing parties and other type of activities that are not necessary. So I would encourage to keep these parties or keep these gatherings at a minimum for this at this point in time, because it's just not the right time, not right now, and a second wave is coming. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. Okay, it's good to see things opening back up again, but I don't think that it's a good idea to be really too lax, okay? And that's why this presentation brings forth some stimulation of thought, or something to consider before people get back out there in society. Not only that, but many of these events has affected society mentally. Vast majority of society and so forth. If it has not affected you, it affects has affected other people in some kind of way. That being said, okay, it's just something to stimulate thought from this article that I found from Medium Coronavirus blog. Okay, that many experts feel that relaxing too much these stipulations would be a huge mistake. So here's just an article I was reading here. This is somewhere in California where you have a surfer. I guess he's trying to find a place to surf, and probably by now many of these beaches should be open where people can come and enjoy themselves and all that. I know out here in this area, Lake Mead is open, and during this Memorial Day weekend, I guess it's projected to be a lot of people out at that lake and so forth, out there doing various activities and so and all that. And but probably what's going to happen as in effect, one of the aftermath, okay, or as a you could call it like a ripple effect, is when people get out, they are going to come in flocks, and naturally the cases are going to increase slightly, but they're probably going to go back down. I'm thinking within the next 30 days they'll end up going right back down by June. But again, as I said earlier during this commentary, it will go back up again based on the cooler weather, probably around the very late part of September, October. So just going through these this article here. Okay, as people go through malls and they go through other retail stores, and when they go to social gatherings, church, and that kind of stuff. Okay, but it does talk about some of these cases are not being accurate. Okay, so there could be a lot of more people that are sick than what they say, and some people may be sick, but they may not know. They may not know it. You could have the virus and may not even know it. You could have had it, fought it off, and had no idea. Now, that being said, okay, that the most cases were in New York, but the cases are going down in New York. Okay, I have this highlighted here where a lot of the cases now are spreading off in the countries. Okay, so out in a lot of your rural areas, it's starting to become a different story. So this second wave, as a result, is probably going to be different. They're not probably going to be just in the larger areas of concentrated people. They're going to probably end up spreading out in your more rural areas. Okay, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. So I have a article here that I found in the Washington Post. It's very interesting article on how the coronavirus has affected our mental health. Okay, and reading through this, okay, I'm just going to highlight and read through the most important parts. Okay, that from a survey, okay, of thousands of people here. This article says nearly half of people in the United States have been affected mentally from this disease. Okay, and there's a lot of factors that could lead from that. Morally, money, okay, career-wise, because these factors that this virus has put some kind of a damper in those different thresholds that I'm telling you. Okay, but this passage here says from the late part of March, okay, again, 45% have been affected mentally, okay, as far as their mental health, and 19% of it, okay, has had a major impact. So that is quite a bit here, because we are in uncertain times for some people. Society does not know where the virus and the effects of it, okay, is taking us. All right, but I do know one thing: the world as we knew it is not going to be the same when things fully open back up. So society is going to have to try to find a way to make the proper adjustments. I mean, it's one thing that if you get scared, okay, nervous, that's going to happen to everybody. Okay, but I think that God does have a bigger plan for us. From this article from the coronavirus outbreak, okay, this talks about one of the other factors, mental health, that this virus has caused us, and that is a new kind of like up spike in domestic violence. Okay, so whatever does affect you affects your family. Again, be it for those factors that we talked about, and a lot of it has probably to do with money. Now, there could be things, okay, to where when two people are working and they're not around each other a lot, and now they're going to be around each other a lot. Okay, so there may be some things unfavorably discovered, and from that does at some times or at many times may end up in a potentially violent situation. But this was a very interesting article, and I've read all other articles that were projecting domestic violence going up as much as 15-20%. Okay, So now that people are going to be home a lot, and they're probably going to have to get used to being around their family even more. But it talked about an incident where one guy, I guess he lost it and beat his wife or beat his girlfriend with the baby, okay, and so forth. So that's not good. And two people, all right, are going to have to try to work together with God intertwined in their relationship to make things work. Okay. Now, a man does not have no right putting his hands on a woman, and at the same time, they need to be probably increased protection for women with children, women and children. Okay. So that's all I can say about that. All right. There may be times where I know some women may get underneath a man's skin, but you cannot hit a woman. Okay, guys, if you're listening to that. Okay, so it just pays to be try to be respectful and be able to handle certain situations, especially stressful situations, with some type of respect and decorum. Constraints. Okay, you can find some mental health illness scriptures on your own. So we're just going to just read a few of them. Okay, Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. Okay, Luke 6:20-22. Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who are hungry now, for you will be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Okay, one of my favorite scriptures I learned as a kid, 1 John 4:16b through 18a. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God and abides in thee. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Okay, Galatians 6 chapter 2nd verse. Bear one another's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Okay, so this is comfort in the scriptures for a person of mental illness. Okay, download this and read it on your own. Okay. Just as a little epilogue of this segment, I mean, you could read Job, because this guy has went through all of it. Okay, he was probably the most ravaged of all time. Okay, in the Bible, where he was a God-fearing man, that he had cattle, he had 10 children, he had land. Okay, he had all kinds of crops and animals, and lost everything. Okay, and he was wondering why his wife left out on him. Okay, and even his friends, okay, that pretty much had downplayed him. Okay, but God had a bigger plan for him. Okay, when God spoke to him, and he basically told Job to keep the faith in him no matter what. And in the end of the day, that he was rewarded 2.5 times as much of everything. Cattle, land, and he had 12 kids. Okay, he ended up living 140 years, so he was blessed with extra time. So he lived to be a great grandfather still. So this is one of the rewards of keeping the Most High first, no matter what, even through this pandemic. For time constraints, but read Romans 12:1 and 2, and that's pretty much it. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and share with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video. All right, until next time.